What is going on, you guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to the channel. And last night I was able to attend an early screening of Ty West's new film X, so let's talk about it. Also, if I look like I just woke up, it's because I definitely did, and I thought my glasses would help cover it up, but obviously it doesn't, so it's okay. X stars Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, Martin Henderson, Brittany Snow, Owen Campbell, and Kid Cudi. X follows a group of young filmmakers in 1979 as they set out to make an adult film in rural Texas, but when their reclusive, elderly host catch them in the act, the group finds themselves fighting for their lives. X is the slasher film that we wanted. No, I'd say it's a slasher film that we needed. Not only does Ty West bring it when it comes to the violence and gore in this film, but he adds a level of depth and thought that most slasher films just seem to not possess. It's almost like the stereotype that slasher films have to just have nothing but blood and tits and a bunch of gore. That's it. But Ty West has all of those elements, but he adds a level of depth to it. This is like a thinking man's slasher. Now, the depth of this film doesn't go as far as others like Hereditary or The Babadook, but there is enough there for you to sink your teeth into. West plays with a lot of the parallels of sex and violence in a manner that I honestly have never seen before, and he largely achieves this effect through his use of editing. I'm going to try to be as vague as possible because the scenes that I want to talk about are pretty important to the plot. There's a lot of death, there's a lot of sex going on at the same time, but that's very important to the plot with who's specifically in those scenes. So I'm going to be very vague about what happens in those scenes, but I do want to talk about them because the editing is just so superb. So one of my favorite uses of editing in this film is a literal split down the screen. And I know this isn't the first time that a filmmaker has ever used this to show two different points in time happening at once, but West uses it so the left side of the screen will be sex, and then the right side will be violence, pretty much. And it's just not juxtaposing each other because I guess they kind of parallel each other, right? But yeah, I just thought that was very interesting. And he's got some other editing choices in there, there are a couple moments where something shocking will happen, and then the screen will flash that scene 3 times, and then it'll cut to a different scene. I wasn't a big fan of that. I was talking to my dad about it, who saw the film with me. He said that it worked for him and that it built tension for him. For me, it didn't work for me, so I don't know. Clearly, it worked for somebody. And there's a scene with an alligator in the movie that, oh my god, guys, I hate alligators. If I had a choice between fighting an alligator or a great white, I would fight the fuck out that great white, dude. I am so, even a baby alligator, I am just terrified of them. Have you guys seen Crawl? If you haven't seen Crawl, you will never want to think about an alligator ever again. Sometimes I will walk in my garage when it's pitch black and my car is in the garage, and sometimes I will think that there's an alligator down there just waiting for me, dude. After I saw Crawl, I couldn't go in my garage for a week. This review is going to be very short because reviewing a horror film, specifically a slasher, where a majority of the movie is the kills, it's very hard because, like I said, most of the things that I want to talk about takes place in the final act of the film, but that is also where a majority of the spoilers lie. And you definitely want to go into a film like this without any knowledge of what happens to the characters. Now, I know that you guys have 2 burning questions. Nick, this movie promises on a lot of sex and a lot of gore. Does it deliver? Well, for those of you that just want to shut your brain off and enjoy a good time at the movies, then yes, I can happily say that this film delivers on all of the sex, all of the gore that you have been wanting from a new slasher. But overall, you guys, I had a really fun time with X last night. I will say that the guy next to me, I don't know if he had a good time because he was definitely on his phone that entire movie. And it's not like he was just on his phone, right? He would check his watch. He was eating popcorn louder than I've ever heard anyone eat. I would hate to watch A Quiet Place with that guy. I had to literally bite my hand from saying something to him because I really wanted to lean over and be like, hey man, did you pay $16 to just, be on your fucking phone the entire time? And the crazy thing is, from the moment the movie ended, I was walking behind this guy, right? All the way out to his car, he got in the car, literally got in the passenger seat, turned on the car, and drove away while still on his phone. Keep in mind, this is like a 45, 50-year-old man. I was like, dude, I swear to God, I'm sitting next to a 16-year-old. It was the craziest thing ever. I had my Batman hoodie on so I could pull up my hood, so it's not like the light was really bugging me that much, but at first it was. And a part of me was thinking, man, what if he just brought whoever he was texting with him to the movie? But then again, they probably talked through the entire movie and ruined the experience. Anyway, I'm getting off on a side tangent. I'm going to give the movie a 4 out of 5. If you guys have seen X, please feel free to leave your spoiler-free thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to talk about specific kills, then you can talk about them. Just don't say the names of the character that dies. You can talk about in the form, like the way that they die, but don't say who and where it happens in the movie, just because people don't want that to be ruined for them. Maybe even be vague about how they die, because I know that for me, I was reading a bunch of reviews, and a couple of the reviews had some details about how the kills happen, and I was like, oh man, really? I wish that was going to be a surprise for the movie. But yeah, have you guys seen X? Feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.